What's up guys, welcome back to Morimoto Lighting. I'm your girl Bear, and today we're going to be showing you how to install your 4Banger flush mount brackets for your vehicle or any other project you want to put it on. Before we get into the install, let me go ahead and show you what tools are required for the install. So for this install, these are the tools that you'll be needing. A drill, 1/2 inch drill bit, 1/4 inch drill bit, an auto punch or a hammer and a nail, T20, T10, 4mm, a cutting tool of your own preference, cutting blades, duct tape or whatever tape, measuring tape, safety glasses, a painting pen, and then also the 4Banger template. So before we get into the install, let me go ahead and tell you a really unique feature about these brackets. You can actually mount these fully from the front. You don't have to do anything from the back unit, say if your front bumper, rear bumper, or also your roof rack. It makes the install pretty easy. You can also adjust your 4Bangers fully from the front as well. A very unique feature about these that some of the other flush mounts that don't have. So let's get straight into the install, guys. So for our install, we're gonna be using this very flat piece of plastic to give you a great demonstration of the install. When installing your flush mounts, I would recommend using a flat surface as well, like your bumper, your rear bumper, your roof rack, wherever is a flat surface, this will fit on very nicely. So first things first, go ahead and just take your 4Banger template and you're gonna place it on that flat surface and take 2 pieces of tape and tape them to the side. Now when using tape, I don't really recommend you using duct tape. It was the only thing that we really had in studio today. Probably use some kind of painter's tape, a little bit less adhesive on the back. So go ahead and just take that template and place it on wherever you were wanting to place it on your bumper or wherever you're wanting to install the unit at. Just make sure it's nice and tight and flat. You'll go ahead and take your auto punch and you'll see these little holes on the template. It'll even state there's 13 full holes here. There is the 25, 25, 25, 25, etc. And then there's one 0.500. That's for your 1/2 inch drill bit. The rest of the holes, you'll be using your 1/4 inch. So go ahead and just take your auto punch and put it in the dead center of the crosshairs and just punch down. And you'll do this all the way around until you complete all of the circles. All right, now with all those punched, before fully removing your template, I would recommend go ahead and to peel off one side of the tape and to make sure that there are 13 full holes. Sometimes you can miss one, so this is just to save yourself later on during the install. So now that you know that 13 holes are there and are punched out, we can go ahead and fully remove the template just like so. So now for the fun part, guys. It's time to drill out those holes. All you have to do is refer back to your template, and any of those holes, like I told you before, with the 25s, those will be your 1/4 inch drill bit. And then the bigger hole in the very top will be your 1/2 inch. So go ahead and just grab your safety glasses, your drill, and drill bit, and get to drilling. All right, now that all your 1/4 inch holes have been drilled, if you didn't notice, I actually drilled in that 1/2 inch as well with the 1/4. That way it'll be easier to drill it out with the 1/2 inch drill bit. So just switch out your drill bits real quick with that 1/2 inch. And then don't forget to drill out that center hole as well with your 1/2 inch drill bit. And ta-da, all your holes have been drilled. So if you didn't know, that bigger hole, that will be actually where you'll be putting your adjustment screw at the very end of the install. All right, now that all the holes have been drilled out, it's time for arts and crafts. We're gonna be drawing on your vehicle. This is basically a template for when you're cutting out the hole for the flush mount for you to put your 4Banger in. So remember, we're using plastic, guys. So when you're doing your install, I'm assuming you're probably gonna be on metal or steel of some sort. So your actual cutting tool will probably be a little bit beefier than what we got here. You're going to be creating this same template on where you just drilled your holes out. And I thought this was a great idea. You can actually use your template that's on here to create that same lineage. So for example, we're going to go ahead and create the line that's up here. So I can just use this to map it out. And then just grab your trusty paint pen and just make a line. Just like so. And just do that all the way across, just following the template that Morimoto provides you. And also do not be scared, guys, if these lines are not perfectly straight, because your 4Banger bracket will be going over on top of these lines too as well, so you won't even see any of the imperfections. All right, now that you're done drawing your Picasso of a beautiful artwork you got going, we're gonna go ahead and take your Dremel or whatever cutting tool that you have, and you're gonna go ahead and start cutting on the inside of the line that you created. But before you start, don't forget your safety first. Ta-da! All right, now that you have your hole fully cut out, it's time to go ahead and start mounting your 4Banger flush mount. So what you'll be finding in your kit are a couple components. You'll get the front-facing metal plate for your flush mount bracket, and then the plastic back piece that will be for the back side of your bracket. You'll also get 4 flathead screws that you'll be using to install on the very front face, your adjustment screw spring, and also the plastic piece that you'll be installing into this bracket, 2 screws that you'll be installing into your 4Banger, and then also your adjustment bracket. So first things first, go ahead and take this very small plastic black piece, just like so. This, like I said before, this will hold your adjustment screw and spring once you get your 4Banger installed. So go ahead and take that U bracket or horseshoe bracket, whatever you would like to call, and just feed it through the hole just like so. And remember, when installing this, you can install everything from the front as well. So I'm gonna demonstrate that for you too, guys. Go ahead and just hold that little black plastic piece with one of your hands, and then you'll take your Morimoto front bracket and place it while holding that back bracket as well. And then go ahead and take those flathead screws and then just line it up into those holes that you screwed in earlier, while lining it up on the back part of the bracket. And we'll only be installing the top 2 of these first. Later on, we'll be installing the bottom 2 later on in the install. So just go ahead and use a T20 once you get that screw lined up with the front and back bracket, and just tighten it down. Don't tighten it all the way just yet, because you still gotta put those bottom screws at the bottom. What those bottom screws will actually do, it'll actually tighten the very bottom part of the bracket and then keep the 4Banger in place. So that's why you keep those at the very last. So let's go ahead and take this other one and put it on the very top one as well. All right, now with that installed, it's looking pretty good so far, right guys? We're gonna go ahead and grab your 4Banger of choice. If you know nothing about the 4Bangers, we have a couple variations in there for you. We have 2 different power levels, the entry level being the NCS and the premium level being the HXB. We also have 3 different variations of beam patterns. You could do the spot, wide, or combo, and also 2 different color variations as well, either yellow or white. Today I'm gonna be using the 4Banger NCS white in a wide series. So first things first, go ahead and just lay your 4Banger on a very soft flat surface too as well. And we're gonna be removing the 2 top screws on the very top of your 4Banger. Now how you can decide on what's the top of my 4Banger Bear? Well, there's actually a logo on the very top of here, and it's the Morimoto logo. This will help you indicate what's the top and bottom of your 4Banger. There's also 2 LEDs on the top and 1 on the bottom. But go ahead and just take out the 2 screws that are up here on the very top. Now with those screws removed, you'll now use the 2 longer screws that came in with your kit that have a slight bit of Loctite as well to make sure that they keep it nice and sealed. You'll be using this alongside with your adjustment bracket. Now there's 2 little nodes right here. This will help you decide on which is the top and bottom of this. Make sure that those nodes are pointing down and it sets into your 4Banger just like so. It can only go one way, guys. So you can't really mess that up. Once that's installed, go ahead and take those 2 longer screws and just place them and tighten them down. Also make sure, guys, that these are tightened down pretty good, because this is where you'll be using your adjustment screw. So you don't want to make sure that that's loose or anything of the sort as well. All right, now with your adjustment bracket installed onto your 4Banger, we're gonna go ahead and move to your adjustment screw and spring. All you have to do is take the screw and line it up into that whole area, and then take the spring and put it on the back side. Another trick with this, you could use a silicone, RTV, whatever type to keep the spring up against this, because at times, sometimes when installing it, depending if it's fully vertical, like upside down, as you see, the spring will come off. So just go ahead and take that and place it. Take the back part of your 4Banger and then just light it in. And another super cool feature about this, there is a little lever on the top of your flush mount bracket. Just lift it up, and then it'll actually show the adjustment hole for your adjustment screw and spring. Just line your 4Banger up and then just slide it into place. So now with that in place, just take your 4mm Allen key and then just tighten that down into that area. Keep in mind as well, you might have to put a little force onto that screw so the spring will actually contract down so you can get into that adjustment screw hole. And of course, don't tighten it all the way down just yet. You can do that at the very end when adjusting your 4-bangers in the location you place them at. Now with the adjustment screw in place and good to go, just take that little flap and then just push it down into place. Go ahead and take the last 2 screws of your flush mount kit and put it into the last holes of your front-facing mount. Now keep in mind, if this does not go into place, that's okay. It's possibly because the fact that these 2 screws are a tad bit tight, so just loosen it up and then just finagle the actual mount until the screw goes into place. So now just take that T20 and just tighten those last 2 down. And this will finally allow the 4-banger to be fully installed in place. And then just go ahead and tighten the top 2 up pretty snugly as well, just in case if they came loosened during the install. Guys, thanks so much for watching our 4-banger flush mount bracket install. If you guys want to check out what all other 4-banger products we have for you, also other lighting products as well on Morimoto, just head over to our website and put your year, make, and model, and we'll catch you guys over there. Thanks again.